And it's a pleasure to be here in St. Petersburg at the St. Petersburg International Forum. I want to thank our generous host, the Russian Federation, as well as the Rus Congress, for their kind hospitality. Alexandra, this year is a special year for Bahrain because we are a guest country at the St. Petersburg Forum. And I would like to invite everybody here to visit our pavilion in Hall F to experience and learn more about what Bahrain has to offer in terms of culture, economically, and different areas of collaboration with the Russian Federation. To answer your question, Alexandra, today the SME sector in Bahrain is really built upon a strategy which we have established several years ago, which is our Economic Vision 2030, a vision which is built on diversification, competitiveness, and fairness. And so the SME Development Board, which was established in 2017, has built a strategy in line with this countrywide strategy or vision, which is Vision 2030. So we have a very clear target, and our target is to work on 5 key pillars. The first and probably the most important one is access to finance. To support SMEs, the government of Bahrain recognizes that access to finance is a challenge which is present not only in Bahrain but globally. And we were lucky last month to have a visit from His Excellency the Minister of Economic Development to Bahrain. And it was very interesting because we have very similar challenges to SMEs based in Russia. And so we start with access to financing. So our goal is to improve and ease access to financing, and that's done through alternative financing, such as venture capital, such as private credit and private equity, but also having a more transparent and clear environments for banks to lend to SMEs. The second goal, which is very important for a country the size of Bahrain, is access to global markets. Because of our small size, we have a population of 1.5 million people. It's really important that we allow SMEs in Bahrain to be able to access global markets. So we do this in a few ways. We set up a business called Export Bahrain, which its main goal is to facilitate exports to global markets, including trade financing, including trade insurance, participation in international exhibitions. Another critical part is a free trade agreement. So Bahrain is as you know, one of 6 GCC countries. Currently, we have over 24 free trade agreements with different countries, and we're in the process of negotiating and concluding over 10 additional free trade agreements, which will allow SMEs to reach these global markets, considering the limited size in the Bahraini economy. The third and very important one is to increase innovation and tech enablement. So we want to build an ecosystem where companies are able to really benefit from technology, and we do that through support from our labor fund, which provides support, investment in technology, investment in digitization, but also we support by giving incentives to co-working spaces, accelerators, and SME incubators. Recently, we signed an agreement to launch the largest industrial incubator in Bahrain, which will be really a place where SMEs can start their business with a lot of shared resources. They are able to reduce their capital investment in that sector. Fourthly, very importantly, is business environment reform. So our goal in the government is to make doing business for startups, for SMEs, for micro businesses easier and faster, less regulation, And so we are streamlining all processes within the government to achieve this goal. Fifth and finally is skill development. We want our locals in Bahrain to be prepared for the industries of the future. So to train them to have the required skills they need to continue to succeed in future industries. So really today the focus is less on the quantity of SMEs and more on giving support for the high quality SMEs to maximize our return on investment. So we're looking for highly innovative, high impact and high growth potential SMEs in many different sectors, including the ICT sector, fintech, cloud computing, industries such as tourism, advanced manufacturing. But really there is a very big focus on technology and on digital transformation. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Mr. Fkhro, maybe you can buy a robot? And secondly, so today we talked about digital platforms, how they change the landscape of business and entrepreneurs in Russia. Talking about your country, about your experience, how these change what is happening on the market.
Thank you for the question. Regarding the digital platforms, I think really it's a critical and essential part of our SME strategy. For businesses to invest in technology, invest in the digitization of their processes. Today, as the SME sector, the contribution of SMEs to the GDP of Bahrain is around 34-35% contribution to GDP, and our target is to take that number in the next 2 years 8% up, so up to 43%. This is a very ambitious and aggressive target, and we feel like the way that can be achieved is through investment in technology, it's through investment in digitization. Another KPI which we have is for our exports to go up quite significantly as well, exports from SMEs. So we are targeting an increase of 27% growth in exports from SMEs in the coming 2 years. And finally, very importantly, is as you know, a lot of the reason for this is to create more high quality jobs for Bahraini citizens, and so likewise we have a very ambitious target of over 7% increase in employment of locals in these SMEs. And again, we're very much focused on the high quality businesses with innovation, businesses which add value to the economy, and we're not looking at simply the number of new SMEs, but more the quality of SMEs. And really we're putting together a lot of incentives from the government for these SMEs to succeed and to achieve these these ambitious targets. Some of the incentives we give is we give a 10% preference on government purchases and tenders which go towards SMEs. We also have a lot of support from our labor fund for investment in technology of these SMEs, including in manufacturing. We have a program called iFactories, where the labor fund actually will co-invest in the digitization and the upgrade and automation of the processes in manufacturing. A lot of incentives, with SMEs below a certain revenue are exempt from VAT, and we continue to really put a lot of emphasis on focusing on the high quality business and providing everything possible to ensure their success. Thank you.